Cleveland, and welcome back to another video, or another under 10-minute TA video. Sorry about missing yesterday. The day got away from me. I just did not have the time to make a video or a post, unfortunately, and then was going to do it at night, but I fell asleep with my baby. All right, let's get into it. So, as I was talking about yesterday, we came up over that 99.6 roll. It was resistance, and it remained resistance. Not on the 6-hour chart, as a couple of those candles had closed over it, but if you look at the daily chart where it actually matters, you'll see that the candle here did not close over that resistance line. And so that means it never flipped it to support. So it came back under, closed under, came way under. But we talked about this the other day. I said that it was going to come back down. It was going to come here to test 99.6. And if that couldn't hold here, then we would see some further downside, and boy did we. I thought we would stop here at 94, but too many paper hands selling their bitcoins dropped it all the way down to 91,463. Big dip, big dip. But if you take a quick peek here at this other chart, 1 second. There you go. Take a quick peek here at this other chart of some altcoins. You'll notice that none of these alts had a similar pattern on yesterday's candle. So that means that the move was simply a Bitcoin move. I mean, a little bit here on Cardano following it, but much smaller here on XRP as well. Dip on Relio yesterday. Solana, though, didn't really feel it. I mean, it still closed green, had ups and downs, still closed green, though. But none of these were as big of a move as that Bitcoin move. See, like 5%, 3%. That Bitcoin move, though, that was what? That was like 5% total, but the big move was like a big old 10% move. Knocked out a lot of leverage players. Lots of longs got eliminated yesterday, got liquidated yesterday. So stay away from leverage. If you're new, haven't been in this market, haven't been trading spot for at least 2 years, stay away from the leverage positions. You will get yourself wrecked. Anyway, back to this. So we fell back down, but then came back up and are basically in the same place as we were yesterday. And I would say that it would be a higher low if it weren't for this wick here. But that means that this inverted head and shoulders still technically in play. Move this over and still technically say that we got a target about 105K. But I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of it for now. Bye-bye inverted head and shoulders pattern. And I'm going to draw a different pattern here. I'm going to draw a regular head and shoulders pattern. So if this pattern were to play out, we would see a downward move of about 91.4 again, which some other chartists that I've learned from would say that when you see a naked wick such as this, that usually we'll see a candlestick come down to candlestick the wick, if you will. So perhaps that'll happen. Perhaps this head and shoulders pattern will play out, bringing it down to retest this local support here where we've come down to several times now. However, if we can get back up over 99.6, that resistance that we fell back under, and we're testing it right now. We're really trying to push through it. By we, I mean Bitcoin. Bitcoin's trying to push through it. I mean, I'm a bull, so I guess we. Let's watch. Let's see if this can push through. If it can, then we'll watch again for today's candle to close at 7 p.m. above this resistance line. That would be halfway there to flipping it to support, because then we would need to close tomorrow's candle as well over that resistance to flip it to support, and then we could work on our new all-time high resistance level. So let's take a quick peek at the indicators before we take off. The royal we. All right, I'm going to take a look at the indicators before I take off. We can see that the stochastic has started curling up and has put in a higher low, which is a good sign. We see that there are higher lows here on the RSI, and that is confluent with the higher lows here on price action if we don't count that wick there. Which technically, if you do count the wick, would be a bullish divergence as price action put in a lower low while RSI remained fairly flat, or put in a higher, fairly flat with a slight uptrend. However, we're seeing a much stronger bearish divergence with price action having put in higher highs. Higher highs since there to there to there, and flip that to red, and RSI putting in lower highs. That there's a bearish div. However, as we've talked about before, when we get into these bullish parts of the cycle, we tend to see RSI putting in lower highs while price action goes crazy. So don't necessarily pay too much attention to this particular bearish divergence. We'll probably see the same thing start happening here on the daily as we did before. However, of course, anything could happen, and we could simply reverse from here. Okay. Sorry. Let's look one more time at the indicators. So we are seeing some curling up here of the stochastic RSI, which could indicate upwards momentum has begun. However, we are seeing that it is still under its orange signal line, which is still bearish. We got the same deal here for the RSI, just in reverse. We got it under the signal line, which is bearish, however, over the 50, which is in bullish territory. Here, reverse that for the RSI and the daily. We're under the signal line. Oh, no, I mean the same thing for the RSI and the daily, under the signal line, but in bearish territory over 50. And we are seeing the stochastics turning upwards to indicate bullish momentum, upward momentum, as well as it being over its signal line, the orange line there, would indicate upward momentum. However, as we saw right here, it can always stall out. It is in bearish territory still by remaining under the 50. Until it gets over that 50, we could see it stop and reverse. What would cause that to happen? If the bulls can't push up over this resistance. It's getting close. Not there yet, but getting close. All right. I don't really see much else to talk about, so that's it. Have a great day. Much love. See you later.